Hello, 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 and welcome to the BBPN show tonight. Tonight, I am your guest host, but tonight I am also your guest because we're going to do something different. Me being an entrepreneur, and I have so many people who are asking me, Melissa, how do I start my own business? How do I go about it? So I decided today is the day that I'm going to do my own show just talking about business, just telling you what I know, my experience over 30 years, I don't want to tell my age, of business. I started business myself working for my mother at 10 years old. She had her own store, retail business, and that's where I learned. I learned everything from how to use the cash register, how to talk to the customer, how to be personable, how to count money, how to use the cash register, just everything, inventory, how the money was made, how a profit was made. I even went to the bank with her to learn how to make a deposit, how to save money, okay? And still, I have problems with that. But my thing today is to teach you how you can be more than a 9 to 5. You can also be, and be a consumer. You can also be you can be either self-employed, you can be a business owner, or you can be an entrepreneur. And to change your mindset into thinking how you can start your own business today and make a profit. The first thing you're going to have to do to start to change your mindset to become a business owner, okay? You're going to have to start thinking about it. What do I want to do? Or what do I like doing? What are my hobbies? What are my passions? What are things that people like or they want that can make money? So some of those ideas, what I do is I put it into a business bank, meaning you can jot down, get a piece of paper while you're sitting around watching television and just come up with ideas. What are some of your hobbies? Some people like to sing, okay? So you can make money off of singing. You can make a CD, okay? You record. You record a CD. You begin to sell your CDs. I don't care if you have to sell them, just go out on the street, ask people to buy your CD, you know? Don't be afraid. Gain confidence. The next thing you do is if you are a musician, you sing, what have you, you can go and do shows. There's shows in the area where you can, that you get half of the door. So you sell tickets, you do your show. These are ideas that you have to come up with. What other things that you like to do? What are your hobbies? What are your passions? Some people's hobbies might be sewing. There's other ideas. Babysitting. You can start babysitting right now and then eventually open up your own child daycare facility in your home. You get licensed, okay? And you start making money. The idea is to make money to make a profit. So that you start to sustain yourself and then you start building. And then you can also hire employees, okay? Other ideas. In the business bank now, we're just jotting down ideas of things that we want to do. You can start with lawn mowing and then move to landscaping. Haha, I like that idea, huh? So that would include lawn mowing, that would include yard work, raking, even snowing. When it's snowing, you make money, removing snow. So those are some really good ideas right there. Kind of getting your mind in that idea of what I want to do. Some people like to cook. You're really good at it, so you can go to culinary school. You can start your own restaurant, or if you don't want to do that, you can bake or you can make, and maybe you can sell your food items in a store or in a restaurant in your local area, in your community, and just keep building from there. What do you like to do? You may not know what you like to do, so you might have to try different things. There's other ways that you can get into the business arena, maybe with selling Avon. That's just to give you sales techniques or selling Mary Kay. These are just ways that you can get started. So as you're coming up with ideas, like I came up with the cleaning industry, and the reason why is because it's low cost, it's low overhead, and it was easy to get into. And it doesn't take a rocket science to start a cleaning business. You can do it with residential cleaning, commercial cleaning, window cleaning, floor stripping and waxing, carpet cleaning. All you have to do is have faith in yourself, buy the products, go online, do a little studying. I even have books, how-to books that I've written on the subject of how to start a cleaning business. Get started. Everybody knows how to clean. You have a vacuum cleaner, you have chemicals. You know what chemicals to use and don't use. You put them in a bucket, you get a mop, and you go out, you get a business card, flyer, start handing them out, and somebody will call. You can even just use social network. But we're going to talk marketing in just a minute. Now, we're going to move on to some of the other questions that you will have to answer to yourself after you've come up with an idea of what type of business that you want to start. Okay, you can find out about pricing. You're putting up the pricing for your business. You can go online and find that out. That's pretty easy. The next thing you have to know is whether you want to be a sole proprietorship, meaning owning the business by yourself. Do you want to be a partner, meaning having someone else come in the business with you? And if you do that, and if you want to be, you can be a corporation. If you do any of the other two, the partnership or the corporation, then you're going to need to come up with an agreement. Please have an agreement between you and the person, meaning, is this a 50-50 ownership? Is it a 60-40? Are you going to be equal partners? And also have a contract drawn up that says who's going to do what. So important. This is something I didn't do when I started my business. I didn't have the actual everything drawn up, on paper as to who did what. We did know, we split up and decided what we wanted to do, but I think that having it written down in bulleted points is the best thing that you can do to protect you and yourself in your business. So starting out your business, you might want to start as a sole proprietorship, which means that you own it yourself. The next step is deciding where you want to run your business out of, meaning you can have a home-based business. It's a legitimate business. However, if you want to have a home-based business, now listen to me. This is very important because you want to have a home-based business, you have to set it up as a real business. So dedicate a space in your home or your apartment, wherever you live, to just business, meaning you have a desk, you have a phone, if you have a computer, and you have a filing cabinet that says, this is the places where I do my business, where I answer my phone calls, where my license is, my permits, my zoning, anything else that I need to be in my mercantile license, my EIN number, anything that I have to file, my taxes are all right here. Just in case, and God forbid you should get an audit, because everybody gets them. And you know what? When I first started my business, I got audited I think the second year, and I was okay because I had everything, all in order. The next, you can either have a home-based business, you can decide to rent an office space or a storefront, or you can sublease your business. However, just some things that you may not know. If you rent an office space, there are some things like you're going to have to get a zoning permit. You're going to have to pay for these things, and you have to wait before you can open your business. No matter what you do, you're going to have a mercantile license. But before you start your business, you will have to register your business as a EIN or an FEIN, okay? You can register your business online as an EIN. Or like I said, you can register as an LLC. You can register as incorporated or a partnership. So those are just some points that you need to think of. And then the next thing is we're going to talk planning. So imperative, so important that you plan your business before you move ahead. Okay? So, when I was talking to you about setting up a physical location, now there are other ways to set up your business, okay? And that is in the virtual world. Welcome to the virtual world, which is the digital world. So, when I say that, I say you can set up your business online, okay, on the internet. So, you can set up your business and sell on your website. These are some ways you can have. You don't even have to leave your home to set up a business and sell. So that's why the internet is also very important for you as a business. That could be part of your business model. You can sell on your website. You can sell on Facebook, Instagram. You can set up an Etsy store. You can sell on eBay, Amazon, and the list goes on. But those are some of the most popular ones. Also, if you do music, you can sell it on iTunes. You can sell on Spotify. There's so many places that you can, sell your music. You can also sell it, like I said, on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not really sure about Snapchat, but these are things that you can look into as avenues to sell and to promote your business, okay? But before you do anything, please, this is so important. Please hear me. Please listen. This doesn't have to be long and it doesn't have to be drawn out. But all the points that I've covered, please use these in a business plan. If you don't plan your business, you will fail. Do you hear me? If you don't plan your business, you will fail. Okay? These are some things. Not planning is something that will, like I can't say it enough, fail you in your business, okay? The business plan is your blueprint. It is you putting your business down beforehand. All the points of your business, the name of your business, what product or service will you sell, okay? Some people sell a product and some people sell a service. The service is lawn mowing. The service is tattooing. The service is face painting. The product is groceries. The product is, okay, shirts. Okay, that's the difference. All right. So you write a business plan. It doesn't have to be long. It could be a simple 5 to 6 page. It tells you what type of profit that you're looking to make, how much your cost projections, what you're selling, the name of your company, who your competitors are very important. How you plan to market and who you plan to market to. When I say who do you plan to market to, and I want to break that down real quick in your business plan, you're marketing to a specific group of people. Now, that could be the middle class. You could be talking about people that make over $100,000 a year. You could be marketing to people that make $1 million a year. You could be marketing only to teenagers, depending on what you're selling. Okay? So think about that. Okay? I only want to market to pregnant moms. So let's say that you're selling maternity clothes. So that's who your niche market is. If you're selling, let's say, barbecue food, you might have a certain group of people that you want to sell your product to. You want to sell your food to. So that's who you write down on the business plan that you are looking to. That doesn't mean that other people can't buy, but this is who your group, this is who you're focusing on, that you know. Let's say, I know these people love to eat barbecue food. So that's who you're marketing to, okay? So the next thing is, like I said, make sure that you write down your business plan. If you can't do a business plan, you can get somebody to write the business plan for you. I myself write business plans, but I'm saying you can find someone else to help you with it. You can go online. They even have Fiverr. That's a company that helps you with graphics, web designs, etc. There's a will, there's a way. Okay. Also, we're going to talk about marketing, which is very important, and all that's included in your business plan. Everything that we talk about, that I've talked about today, is all included in your business plan. And this is going to help you to build your business, whether you're self-employed, a business owner, or moving up to entrepreneur. Everybody should have a plan of action. Okay. And anything that you do in life, you need a plan of action. So with a business, this plan of action also is the only way that you will be able to get a business loan, a small business loan, or a bank loan, you have to have a business plan. I wanted to change a pace just a little bit to talk about marketing, because marketing is basically the crux of your business. I guess 70% of your business is marketing. And if you don't market, people, first of all, the question is, how do you get people to know about you? You have to get the word out. Okay. So what are some ways to get the word out? Let's talk about some conventional ways, basically ways that we've known about through the startup of business, ways to get the word out. And so some of those are, I'm going to give you them. You don't have to think about it, just write them down. But some of the ways to get the word out is, like I said, is word of mouth. Just by telling people. You have to have a business card or a flyer. You can pass those out. Tell people. Through church membership, PTA, schools, clubs, chambers of commerce in your area. You can join them. They're not too expensive, and they help you help market your business for you. We're not too much on the actual yellow book anymore, but they have the yellow book online. You can have a website. You can promote that. Social media. Social media, I just love it. One of my favorite places to be every day on the internet. And but we're still talking about conventional means right now. So we're saying that word of mouth, church, organizations, PTA, the school, handing out business cards and flyers, mailing them, sending them directly to businesses, to organizations, to whomever. You can send them to residential. You can do mass mailing. Another way is to put flyers on people's doors. How about the newspaper? Advertising in the newspaper, getting a press release done. Radio, TV, commercials. These are always posters, banners. These are always even shirts that advertise your walking advertisement. So you kind of get your company name and number on the shirt. On your car, you have magnets and signs. So these are some of the traditional ways that people get the word out about their business. So we're going to move on to virtual, okay, the digital age. The technological age, that is so important. And gosh, you know it's so great because you can get it out faster by emailing. You can send out a mass email to everybody, and you continuously do this. You got to keep reminding people. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, you can actually hire somebody, for $25, $35 to continue to do this all day long. And I know some small businesses that actually do hire. They just have a group that just sits there of like 20, 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds, and they just sit there all day long and they're tweeting and they're on Facebook and they're on Instagram, they're Snapchatting. And this is what they do all day is they talk and they post about their business. And the more you post, the more you talk, and the more you advertise your flyers online, the more people remember you. They have to continue to see it. Just like on television. I mean, you constantly see commercials reminding you to buy this or that product. They continuously, and it stays in your head. Sometimes they even have catchy songs. And while you're at the store, you're thinking of it, I don't want to say any names specifically, but you remember, oh, that's what I need. That's what I want. So you too have to do that. You have to be a marketer. You have to be in it to win it. You have to get the word out, shout it out, continuously push it in people's faces. But you also too have to come up with a creative campaign of ideas. And you continuously roll it out, texting people, emailing people. Let them know that you're here. And that's how and the consistency is important. The consistency is the main part of your marketing. And as you do that, you will be able to build your business, a successful and profitable business. And that's what we're talking about right now. Most importantly, this is something serious I want to talk about before you start your business. Now, a lot of people want to know, how do you get startup capital for your business? And that's a very, very good question. There are several ways now, and I'm glad and so happy that technology has opened it up opportunities for you to make money in different ways. Just listen to me, okay? Now, there are the conventional, of course, and then there's going to be the unconventional ways. Now, I am going to say some things, they might sound funny, but let me just say this to you. They are real and they are very important. And just think about it. Okay, so how do you get startup capital? Normally, people would say, let's go into the bank and get a loan. It doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't happen like that. I myself did get a micro loan to start, not to start my business. I got the micro loan while I was in business. Now, I had a business plan. I'm into marketing, so those are the things that actually helped me get the loan. I got the loan, it was $10,000. And the reason I needed the loan is because I've been in the cleaning service for a while and I started to grow. So I was having what they call growing pains. Okay. I'm not sure I would have ever gotten the money just to start the business. And I do know people have gotten some money. They've received money, but I've never known anybody that's gotten a big amount of money to start a business. I've known people that have gotten like a couple $1,000s at the most to start a business. Let's say they wanted to start a sneaker business. They were selling sneakers. I do know that. But as far as myself, I'd been in business for quite some time before I did get my loan. And it's because I already had contracts and I also had equipment. So I guess they base things on if anything happened that I did have things that I could actually sell back so they get their money off the loan. But I paid the loan back, okay? So I did that in like 2006, I believe, or 2008 I got the loan. I don't know what the interest rate is right now for loans, but I do know you can't really walk into a bank right now and get a loan. So there's other ways. Some people can use their savings if you have one. Some people have borrowed from their 401k. I mean, I don't know how that works, but that's an idea. Just an idea. Borrow from your parents, maybe. Other ideas. How about crowdfunding? You can go online and start a Kickstarter for your business. It's absolutely wonderful today that you can have an idea and other people will help you fund the idea. Can you believe it? Yes, it's been done. They're doing it. Kickstarter, if you go online, you can just type in crowdfunding. It's called crowdfunding. Ideas to start up my business. And it'll I think it's Indiego and all these different sites will come up and you can start one on your own. GoFundMe is another one. And you look up and you see which one works for you and you get it started. You can also, do a fundraising campaign on your own. I think you might be able to do one through Facebook. People are looking to help other people. There are people out here that do donate to other people's ideas and cause. So it is possible to get the money that you need. Another way is work for it, work at a job and save up the money. Or like I said, a loan from your parents and crowdfunding are some great ideas and it does work. Okay. So these are ways that you can build money for your business. Just some ideas. Just think about it. So to wrap up, we've gone over some points on starting your business. I also forgot to just mention that you want to come up with a catchy name for your business, something memorable, something that, is easy to remember and simple to turn into, to use on your email and simple to set up a website name. Okay. And that's it. That's basically just giving you an overview of how to start your own business. And just so you know, I am a book author as well. So I have a couple of cleaning books that I did write. The Enterprise Zone, it's spelled with a Z. And just in case you don't know who I am, I'm Melissa C. Williams. And you can find me writing books all over the place. And you can also find me speaking. You can find me here on the BBPN show. And you can also find me on like Facebook at Melissa Williams. You can find me on Instagram. I am at Kids and Biz. So that's KIDSIMBIZ1. That's on Instagram. Also on Twitter at BBPN Coach. So I'm your BBPN Coach, okay, which is BBPN Coach. And that's on that's on Twitter. So I am all over social media. Basically, if you just Google me, you'll find me. But this is what I do. This is my life. This is my passion, entrepreneurship, business ownership. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm proud of it. And I wanted to let you know that you can change your mindset and be a business owner, self-employed, entrepreneur. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. But just think about it. You can even just have like a business that is, you can start it at an auction, something simple, a kiosk, and get a peddler's license. These are all just ideas that I've seen people that have shined shoes. I mean, whatever you can think of right now, face painting. These are some things that I've gotten into, designing shirts, selling t-shirts, selling your old movies. This is great ways to make money, okay? If you have an idea and you have people that believe in you, I'm sure that you can get somebody to invest in your idea and help you build your business. But like I said, some of the businesses that I did tell you about are low startup costs, which are the babysitting, doing hair, doing yard work. These are things that you can go out and do right now just to see if you even like it. Make a couple of bucks, see if you like it. If so, keep doing it. Keep moving. Don't give up. There's so many of us out there that are doing this on our own. We're independent. And it's not a lonely, it's a great business. It's a great way to be successful in life. You don't have to work for somebody all your life. You can start working for somebody just to train, just to get your skills set up, or to get a skill set in something, okay? To learn how to do something. And then you can move on in your life, which is called moving up levels in your hierarchy, and move up to owning and operating your own business, and even employing people in your community. This is how we build our economy. Our small businesses are the backbone of our economy. Do you know that? You can look these things up online. You can study. But be inspired today and motivated to do something beyond just being mediocre. I'm not telling you you are mediocre, but just sitting in complacency, just being content with what you have. You want to have a little bit more, to be happy, to get a piece of the American dream. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that, okay? With aspiring to be bigger and better. And I'm Melissa Williams, and this is the BBPN show, and I hope to see you again next time. And like I said, this was something that I wanted to do different. I wanted to talk about business. It's been on my mind for such a long time to do this show, and I'm so happy that I was able to take time out to do this, to give this to you. I hope it has helped you. I hope it has inspired you. And if you don't know anybody in business, now you know somebody. You know me. I'm an entrepreneur, and I hope to see you start your own business too.